This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting. It's just past 1 o'clock in the morning over here in the UK. I'm joined or reunited, as one might say, by Keemstar. Keem, it's nice to see you again, mate. How's
It's
things?
nice to see you. Things are real good. Busy, busy.
Busy's best though, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I know me, you, and Wade, and a few others talking on Twitter Space last night, so it doesn't feel like long since we last caught up. Let's just go straight into things. I won't keep you here for too long. I know we like to do our long ones, but we'll just go straight into things. You're doing Happy Punch Awards. This is the first thing ever. I quite like this idea because I've always kind of growing up, I was like WWE. Or they had awards in WWE called WWE Slammers. I guess is kind of Miss It's version or Happy Punch's version. What can you tell me about these awards, Keem?
Well, I wanted to do an award show for the whole influencer boxing scene, right? Um, we have categories like best knockout, best fight, fighter of the year, best trash talker, whatnot. We have four different nominees in each category. We're going to announce those nominees, and then October 11th in Manchester, invite only. We're going to have a ceremony and give out the awards. I'm excited.
So October 11th is after the public workout. So I guess it's in the evening.
Right.
And who's presenting all these awards? I guess one person from each sort of category. How do you match it all?
Well, we're going to have Fred Beck, of course. We're going to have a bunch of people from the community, people, that are recognizable. And then we'll stream it. I don't know exactly where we're going to stream it. We really want to stream it right to Twitter, but I don't think that technology is good. They're still using Periscope or whatever the hell that is. It's like garbage. So I don't know exactly where it's going to be streamed yet. We have to figure out that. But yeah,
Is live streaming not coming soon on Twitter though? I thought I saw Elon Musk tweet about it recently.
they're working on a lot of stuff. I don't know. I haven't seen anything about live streaming, but if it gets done before the awards, we'll send it right to Twitter.
Twitter's a good platform now. Obviously, the monetization has been brought in as well. So I guess it's another string to a bow. Let's talk about fighters though. Fighters that we'd like to see in Misfits. Sneako and Wade were talking on Twitter. Obviously, they'll probably be collabing in the near future. Sneako recently sparred Jake Paul. It didn't look as bad as people thought he might look. Any news on Sneako at all, Keem?
Yeah, Wade's gonna annihilate Sneako. Wade's gonna annihilate Sneako. But actually, I shouldn't say that because Wade is, pretty charitable to beginners. Um, I think Sneako really wants to get into influencer boxing, but he knows that his skill level is not up to par. And I think the main issue with Sneako is he doesn't have the right people training him. And he hasn't been able to dedicate to training because he's been so busy doing collaborations with all these different people.
Yeah, that's fair. Who would he fight?
Brandon Buckingham. Yeah, like that's the fight. That's the fight to make. There's a big controversy there. Sneako would say Brandon Buckingham's irrelevant. He is not. Just go look at Brandon Buckingham's numbers. That's the fight that makes sense. I don't think Sneako will do it. But that is the fight that makes sense.
Is Brandon still High Punch? Is he still with you guys, or is he kind of left?
Yeah, he is. He is. We just haven't found a fight. We were talking about a potential fight between Brandon Buckingham and Whinderston Newens, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, he's still actively looking to fight. We just haven't found the right fight.
Okay, that's fair. Blimey, Winston Nunez would have been quite a good fight. Brandon, very, very big name. Talking about big names, Salt Papi. It seemed that he was kind of linked to Slim. Obviously, Slim's looking towards kind of Saudi Arabia. Many Blueface unfortunately got stabbed. Hadn't had much news about that recently, so hope he's doing all right. But it appears that on Twitter that Salt Papi is still training. Is there a chance we still
Well,
see him on the Prem card?
Saul Poppy will be fighting on October 14th. He does have an opponent. Obviously I can't leak that, right? But it doesn't matter what the audience says, right? Like the Fred Beck fans, if you're thinking of someone who you think Salt Poppy should fight, Salt Poppy is going to annihilate them. There is a new Salt Poppy in the gym. Fred, I'm telling you, this is a freak of nature. This is super Salt Poppy, right? This is like like a Pokemon that's evolved. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, he is not the same person. If you thought he was good and had skills before, he's a fucking animal. He is going to murder whoever he gets in the ring with next. So whoever agreed to do this, good luck. You're going to need it.
Is his opponent as big a name as Blueface, or the name is a bit under Blueface?
I'm not going to say anything on his opponent. I'm going to wait for the announcement. I really don't want to mess it up. But this person is insane for accepting this fight. Like, they are literally insane.
Good luck to them. Good luck to them. Any news when you expect their announcement though? Do you reckon it'll be before the Newcastle show or after?
Don't know. I don't know when they're planning on announcing. Oh, I do know, but I'm not going to say.
That's fair. That's fair enough. Just moving on slowly and surely, but Logan Paul and Dillon Danis face to face was released today. Do you get a chance to have a look at it?
I watched the whole thing. There is no way that these two sat down, did a face off, and it was 20 minutes long. Now, there are two possibilities, right? One, DAZN edited that footage for our entertainment to keep it snappy, keep it entertaining, Or two, somebody cut some parts out. Now, Dillon Danis is saying, like, hey, look, there was a lot of this cut out that made Logan look bad, made me look good. And if that's the case, we're dealing with corruption.
Do you think that is the case, though? What side do you pick, Keem?
I don't know. I can only guess. All I know is when I watch that footage, it doesn't make sense. Like, there are clear cuts. Section of the conversation is gone. I don't know why.
Who do you think got the better of each other in the face-to-face? Who do you think won the small little battle?
Maybe I'm biased. I'm rooting for Dillon Danis. Like, I hear what Logan is saying, right? Logan is saying stuff like, your mom's a whore, and this bouncer choked you out, and what else was he saying? You haven't fought in 1,000 days. Like, I hear what Logan is saying, but it doesn't do anything for me. When Dillon insults Logan, it does something for me. It's like, got him. Like, good roast, right? So, Logan's trying, but I don't think he's scoring any points. Dillon Danis, his entire career, has been looked at like a scumbag. But the fact that he's fighting Logan Paul somehow has made Dillon Danis the good guy. And we could all agree the stuff that Dillon Danis is doing on Twitter is bad. That's bad. Like, horrible, right? He's attacking this innocent girl over and over and over again, right? But when she sues, to me, the lawsuit is overboard. The lawsuit is what's like, what the fuck? What are we doing? Like, it's all fair in the fight game. It's all fair to go after everything in the fight game, to promote a fight and build up to a fight and sell tickets. These lawsuits and stuff, it's a first. Have you ever heard of two fighters talking shit back and forth where someone files a lawsuit? I mean, that's weird.
I've never heard it for trash talk before. I've heard it for like after fight, or if someone had cheated, or about if someone had taken performance enhancing drugs, but not about trash talk before. No, that's new for me.
It's just insane. Like, remember when KSI and Logan Paul were fighting, and KSI was wearing the mask of Logan Paul's girlfriend and stuff? Like, imagine if Logan Paul's girlfriend at the time sued KSI, stop using my likeness, or whatever the lawsuit would have been about. Like, what? Like, it's just so insane.
Do you think Nina wins that lawsuit?
I don't know. Probably. Was she being harassed? Yes. Was her reputation damaged? Yes. So she probably wins, but from a fighter fan aspect, it's like, you're going too far. You're suing for trash talk. Like, what are you doing?
Like, it's quite interesting how many people love Dillon Danis now. Beforehand, he was kind of spat on, everyone hated him. And now kind of tables are turned, now everyone loves him. But he said quite a few times that he'll go back to MMA after this, go back to Bellator, UFC, etc., etc. Do you think we'll just see Dillon Danis kind of boxing once a year at Misfits? How do you see this going with Dillon's career?
I think Dillon is going to get so much hype off of this that we will see him do influencer boxing again.
Because when he has 2 billion impressions, there's 8 billion people on the planet. That's 25% of the planet has seen Dillon Danis' Twitter in 1 month. That's insane when you actually think about it, isn't it?
Well, there's a lot of people like seeing
Yeah, of
multiple
course, a lot of
tweets,
people
but
watching it again and again and again. But even so,
yeah, I mean it's insane. And we were covering a lot of that Dillon Danis stuff. Happy Punch did 500 million impressions. Well, not quite 500. It was 489 or something. 489 million impressions in August as well, that same month.
on your Twitter.
On Happy Punch Twitter.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, we crushed. We absolutely crushed.
And do you get more kind of traction off the Dillon Danis stuff than you do for KSI and Logan?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Wow,
yeah.
okay, that's really interesting.
Recently,
Yeah.
but
then say Dillon Danis goes out and gets stopped in under 1 round or in 2 rounds by Logan. Does that really damage his his reputation in influencer boxing though? Or does his trash talk, how much he's done so far, kind of hold him up?
that holds him up.
Really? Okay.
Do you think if he gets knocked out by Logan Paul round 1, do you think the fans would like, I never want to see Dillon Danis fight again? No, of course we want to see him fight again. We're getting way more entertainment in the lead up to this fight than the actual fight. The actual fight is what 8 rounds, 8 3-minute rounds or something like that.
We're
correct. Seeing 40 different fucking tweets every single day for like 2 months straight. The lead up to the fight is going to be way more entertaining than the actual fight. I want to see Dillon Danis fight in every single Misfits. I don't care who he's fighting. I just want to see those tweets. I want to see him talking shit. I want to see him cracking those jokes. And I don't think Logan can win even if he wins. Logan goes in, knocks him out round 1. Do you think people are going to be like, oh, I love Logan? No. Dillon has done too much damage. Too much damage. I'm a Maverick now. Good job, Logan. Like, that's not going to happen.
When Dillon went on that stream with Aiden Ross in New York and he showed that photo on his phone to Aiden Ross, is that all trolling or is that actually a real thing, do you reckon, Keem?
I'm trying to think of how I want to answer this.
Oh, because do you know yourself?
I don't want to answer the question.
No, you may say no comment.
No comment.
There you go. There's your step of PR training. But the thing about Dillon Danis though is he's had history of the pools for years. It's gone off like 3, 4, 5 years, about 3, 4 years. So he'd had to fight a massive name. Apart from KSI, Logan, and Jake, who else could he fight though? Who else is the storyline?
To go back to the beef with the Pauls, one of the craziest promos I've ever seen in influencer boxing was when Jake was trying to fight Dillon Danis, and Jake rolled up on Dillon Danis and Brendan Schaub and threw water balloons at them. Do you remember that?
It was toilet. It was water. Was it water balloons or was it toilet paper?
I thought it was water balloons.
I think it was a bit of both, actually.
Yeah, that was just like so fucking insane and awesome. Like, how does that even happen? Did they set that up? Like, how would they know that they were going to be outside? Like, I don't know. So, yeah, it doesn't matter. Dillon Danis could fight Chase Demore. Dillon Danis could fight anyone. I don't care. It's going to be entertaining.
Certainly. Even the amount of celebrities that come into the fight. I believe that, and do you know the comedian Andrew Schultz?
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's got his tour in Manchester the day after, so he's probably going to be there, isn't he? Like everyone under the sun, the Speed's there, Kai Cenat, everyone's going to be there.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bad PR look almost if you're not there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think this is the first time, and I really hope this is true. I've put a lot of pressure behind the scenes on Misfits and, DAZN, whoever, that when the fighters come out, they come out through the people like a traditional boxing match, right? This going down the ramp stuff is not, it doesn't work. Like it's not hype, right? I want to see entrances through the crowd like a traditional boxing match. And I want to see post-fight interviews in the goddamn ring. And I know Mams has been running these polls like, should we do it through the crowd, the entrances, or through the ramp? And the fans agree with me. They're like, through the crowd. Same thing with the post-fight interviews. They want them in the ring. They agree with me. So that's one of my main concerns about October 14th, as stupid as it may sound. It has to be done this way. It has to be.
It's a spectacle. That's what it is. It's like all the UFC entrances, they go through the crowd, the long walk,
Yep.
kind of turning into the ring, and then the fights in the ring after. I think one of the reasons they might not have the interviews in the ring, they normally, like professional boxing nowadays, they do them just outside the ring, just because they want to get their ring clear. But I don't know. Hopefully they can do them in the ring. But if that is your only worry, it's gonna be a half decent show. Before I let you go though, Danny Duncan, he was meant to box ages ago back on the, what was it? It was Osman Broom's card when Osman
Yeah.
Broom fought Bryce Hall. I asked Mams if he was going to box back in February. Oh no, the start of March. I asked Mams about Danny Duncan, and Mams kind of was like, "We're not sure what's going on right now." Any news on Danny Duncan at all?
Well, Danny Duncan and Whistling Diesel just did a collab with Jake Paul. I don't know if you've seen that. Um, so if we were to see him do influencer boxing, I would assume it would have to do something with Jake Paul. Like, those two have a pretty close relationship.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
the only reason why Danny Duncan didn't fight in social gloves is because he didn't believe that he was going to get paid. He was like, "Nah, dude, I'm not going to get paid." So I
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
called it. He called it. Any news on Osman Broom at all? Is he coming back?
Austin McBroom has hit me up multiple times. I know he's talking with Misfits and that he desperately wants to get a good fight going. Um, but I don't know if the perfect match has been made for Austin McBroom. But I
Hmm.
want to see him. You know, he might get low pay-per-view numbers, on his own social gloves and Kingpin, and he might not have a draw, but as an influencer boxing fan, like I like to see Austin McBroom fight. Like I think he's good. I think he's talented. I think he's super entertaining. Um, he's a tough kid. Super athletic. He doesn't really want to give up. Like, and I know that's weird saying because of his last fight, right? But look at him versus Gibb, the first one, right? How many times did he get knocked down and just kept like
Hmm.
he doesn't want to give up. He has some real heart about him. And as much as people may not like him or he may be controversial, I like him. I've always liked him.
Yeah, he's nice. I remember seeing him in Nashville. I was watching, obviously, Landon was boxing, so I was supporting his brother there, which is nice to see. And also, I spoke to Austin there, and he is very nice. I always thought like he might have been meager about him, but when talking to him in Nashville, he seemed very, very nice. So credit to Austin. Just one last thing. Do you see Jarvis's new video on YouTube where he responded to you?
No. What do you say?
Oh, well, I've only seen bits of it. I saw it come up on my TikTok feed, but it was responding about when you were saying how Jarvis could be fighting sort of Papi and that fight's not happening anymore. Is that sort of thing?
Well, it's weird because, like, you know, these guys want to claim, like, oh, Soul Poppy's ducking me. Well, he's already got a fight lined up. So it's like, is he ducking you or does he already have a fight lined up? I just don't like when they put out this narrative saying that Salt Poppy ducked Jarvis. Who believes that? Who is there anybody in the comment section that's like, you know what? Salt Poppy's probably scared of Jarvis. No one fucking believe. Why are you saying that? Right. The only reason why we're not fighting Jarvis, right, is because Misfits did not set up that fight. They just didn't set up that fight. They have a much better fight in mind for Salt Poppy and for the fan base. If Misfits came to Happy Punch and they're like, look, we really want Jarvis to fight Salt Poppy, we accept. We accept. But there's three people in these decisions. It's not just Jarvis and Salt Poppy. It's Jarvis, Salt Poppy, and the promotion that it's being fought on. So the promotion doesn't want that fight.
Okay, that's fair. Do you know any reason why we didn't see Deji versus Jarvis on this card? Do you know at all?
I have no idea.
That's one for Liam Chivers. That's a question for Liam. One last thing. What do you make of KSI's kind of anime Naruto video? His promo he did, WWE style.
Dude, it's funny. It's really funny. He's gonna kill Tommy Fury with cringe. It's funny, but I really wish that those two would really get into it, right? It's a lot of laughing back and forth, and it seems too friendly and too nice. And we kind of seen that same thing with Jake Paul and Tommy Fury when they finally fought. The other two times when they were supposed to fight, it was getting ugly. They were saying a lot of mean shit, like, and I don't like this. Promote the fight, figure it out. But maybe KSI just has some actual respect for Tommy Fury. And maybe that's why he doesn't want to go down the path that, he normally goes down.
Or maybe he's playing the nice guy. You never know. Where Tommy might be thinking, oh, I'll take it a little bit easier. You never know.
Yeah.
But do you not love the press conference though? I don't think I've spoken to you properly since the press conference. But Big John flipping the tables, going crazy. Do you not think that was like just super entertaining?
Oh, it was awesome. I just wish it would have lasted longer. I wish it would have lasted longer. I got a question. That press conference was like what, 3 weeks ago?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if it was 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, but it was a while ago. They did the face to face the day of the press conference. Why did it take so long to come out?
Well, they did the face to face before the press conference started, and then an hour later, because I remember I interviewed Dillon Danis before the press conference, and they did Logan, JJ, and Tommy after. Well, they don't want to release it straight after the press conference to see because they got the press conference hype going on, and then in a bit of dead space when nothing's happening, like now, then they'll release it. They'll have the Newcastle show, and
I'm
then
just saying, it makes sense. It makes sense, spread the promotion out, right? That makes sense. But like when you have that much time and then we get 20 minutes, like where's the full hour that there had to have been at least an hour filmed, right?
I don't
Like,
know about
do
now, but
you
I reckon there's 40 minutes though, Keem.
40 minutes? So you think about half it's cut out?
I'll ask Joe Markowski, head of the zone, next time I interview him. I'll see him.
Okay.
I'll probably see him next week, and I'll probably see him in Newcastle actually, if he's
Yeah.
flying over for that. Or I'll just book a Zoom with his PR guy, and I'll ask him there. If it's interesting though, do you reckon like maybe Logan's team or Dillon's team have asked stuff to be cut out, or do you think stuff was too inappropriate? What do you think went there?
I don't know. But I think the only one that loses in that situation is us, the fans.
Mm.
Like, I really want to know. Like, what if it's a 200 IQ play, right? What if the zone is going to release the second part, right? They
Imagine
chopped
part
this.
two.
Yeah, they chopped this up and they're like, okay, this seems like a really good one, but we have a whole nother video and whole new stuff being said that we can drop in the video. That would be brilliant. That would be brilliant if the zone did that.
It would be brilliant, but it's definitely not the case. It's definitely not the case whatsoever. I wish. No, because it's nearly on a zone like, hang on a second, let's get some YouTube money here. And then they drop part two on a part two. That'd be really, really smart, to be honest. Do you think the KSI one is like kind of back and forth, or do you think it's quite tame? Do you think the KSI one is kind of like Deji versus Swarms face to face? Like no one really says anything, it's quite tame, or should they go back? Do you think they go at it?
KSI is stuck in a loop. He's going to say to Tommy Fury, look at the tattoo on my back. Well, I can't do it the right way. Look at the tattoo on my back. No, that's Australian. But you know, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to like promote a fight when you're fighting Tommy Fury. There's not much to work with.
He's quite quiet, Tommy, but I reckon though, Keem, in fight week things will spice up, and by Friday things will be going ultra viral. I reckon it'll be this is 100% the biggest fight week Misfits put on. You'll probably see from my channel. I guess it's all hardcore influence boxing fans, kind of the hype. Well, you can judge it by the channel looking at my views, how much hype there would be. So be quite interesting to see. Do you think it does? I reckon my prediction is 1.2 million pay-per-view buys. Do you reckon higher, lower? Where do you stand?
Higher, higher. But this is what I think is going to happen in that face-off with KSI and Tommy Fury. KSI is going to go off, saying he knows Victoria's Secret and all this stuff, like the anime character. And then Tommy's going to go to respond and he's like, Dad, go ahead.
And Big John sits down and flips the table.
Yeah. Big John gets in there. Like,
Just breaks the table once a half again. So you think what you think 1.5 million pay-per-view buys, 2 million?
It's don't you think it's a little weird that your daddy is like doing all the talking for you at these press conferences and stuff? Like, how old is Tommy Fury? Does he still need his dad there?
Well, to be fair, and Tommy, John Fury did most of the trash talking for Jake Paul as well, wasn't it? I remember
Yeah, it's just weird.
they did the face to face. It's quite funny, and Jake Paul was very very nice. He gave Tommy this kind of it was for his baby. He gave him this like kind of designer baby brand, and then Big John immediately comes on the stage and starts saying "Thank you, Jake Paul," and starts kind of stealing the spotlight almost.
Yeah, it's
This happens.
weird.
He stole a show at the
Uh,
press conference anyway, though. Anyway, back to pay per view numbers, so Keem. That's the last question.
I think I think we could see 2 mil. I think it is possible. Um, I pray that we could be in a world where people still bought pay-per-views, right? We're in a world right now where piracy is at the all-time heights. And I wish we can get back to back to people buying these pay-per-views. Because then we would know the real numbers. Because the numbers that we're getting out from everyone is just they're lower and lower and lower and lower each year that goes by because piracy is just going fucking nuts. Um, there's got to be a solution for piracy so we can find out like which events are actually successful and which ones aren't. But the zone has quite an edge, right? Because they already have those subscribers built in. But you're still paying that upcharge. Do you know what the pay-per-view is going to be? Because I think it should be $60 in America.
Well, pay-per-views in America are typically a lot more expensive than they are over here in the UK. I think like Tank Garcia was like $80 or $90, and here it was free because it's 4 a.m. But I reckon it will be obviously cheaper for the people who already sign up for the zone, but more expensive. I reckon about $40 for America and about £20 for the UK.
Yeah, if you're not spending $40 on this, like, what's the point? This is the Super Bowl of influencer boxing. It won't be this big for maybe a couple years.
What's going to be bigger than this in 2 years? I'm going to say KSI Jake. So what tops this in 2 years' time?
The only thing bigger is KSI Jake. But I don't know. KSI Jake is really losing its steam.
You think so?
It's
How can you tell,
really
though, Keem? Just by numbers on Twitter?
just by just reading when you are like me and you're on Twitter every day and you're like following all the news and running Drumler, running Happy Punch and all that. Like you're taking in a ton of data, and the more data you can take in, the more you can see the future and predict what's going to happen. And the hype for Jake versus KSI is going down and down and down and down and down. About 6 months ago, I feel like it was at its like peak where, we're finally going to get this. And when we were let down once again and it wasn't happening, now it's kind of like people have stopped kind of caring. Now, I know to our audience and to the people watching this right now, they're like, fuck you, keep, oh, I care. Da, da, da. I get that. But you're super fans of the influencer boxing scene. That's why you're subbed to this channel, right? But I'm talking about the general public. They don't care as much. The normies, they don't care. The hype around that is dying. But hey, who knows? Maybe it comes back after KSI beats Tommy Fury, which is my prediction. What do you think is going to happen, Fred?
I'm
No,
back in
say.
KSI. Team YouTube, Keem. Team YouTube.
Okay. Good man. Because Wade's like, Tommy Fury's going to win. There's no way JJ can win. And I'm like, man, Wade, you're betting on the wrong one. I got a $5,000 bet with Paul Bamba because Paul Bamba says Tommy Fury is going to just, murder JJ. I don't think it's going to happen.
How many people will be in the Twitter space immediately after the fight, do you reckon?
Oh, a ton. I don't
Like
know who's going to run
10,000?
the Twitter. I don't know who's running the Twitter space because I'm going to be, everyone I know is going to be there.
Yeah, no one. Well, I guess that'd be an hour later because there's never any connection at the stadium, really, is there? Well, I guess our media Wi-Fi, but apart from that, it'd be a bit tricky. Well, is there a maximum amount of people you can have in a Twitter space though?
No, because Elon Musk was in a space once and had like 100,000 people.
I reckon this does average about 14, 15, it goes to about 20K, then it settles at 14K, I reckon, the first hour. after
Yeah.
this event.
I don't know who's running it though. You know, I don't know if I'll be there or what.
The
Hopefully.
fan,
The fan's going to be at the event.
he'll be on his phone call.
Everyone is going to be there. Everyone is going to be there.
Yeah. Are you surprised the Sidemen aren't ringside though? They're gonna be up at the top in their box.
The Simon?
Yeah, they're not gonna be ringside like they usually are, which is a bit annoying. So I want to interview them, but they'll be up in the top of the stadium in their box sort of thing. Box
Well,
seat.
shit, I'm going to be ringside. Um, I'm planning to walk out with all my fighters. I can't say how many fighters I have on the card because that'll give some stuff away. But who has been announced? Chase, Happy Punch fighter. At Happy Punch fighter.
Fighting for the first ever Misfits heavyweight world title, making history.
Yep, we got At fighting King Kenny, and there's Salt Papi. Everyone knows Salt Papi's going to fight in this card, right? He's like Fred. You take away Logan Paul, Jake Paul, KSI, and Deji. There's only one guy that can sell pay-per-views. One guy. Who is it?
You take away KSI, Dillon Danis, Logan Paul, and Deji, because Deji can sell pay-per-views. It's gotta
Yeah.
be it's gotta be Super Soul Papi, mate.
Salt Papi. He's the only. This is the only guy. When all those other guys retire, the only guy right now that can sell pay-per-views, that can headline pay-per-views in the future is Salt Papi.
Could Sneako do it for his first fight if he main evented? Do you reckon he could sell pay-per-views like over?
Oh yeah.
I reckon so.
There's
Sneako's huge.
Of course, Sneako or like Aiden Ross and Kai Cenat and like some of these other people that haven't done influencer boxing, if they got into the scene, of course they could headline. But I'm talking about the influencer boxers that we have right now. Bro, there's Salt Papi is like, not everyone understands this yet, but he is fucking famous. Like, and he's got a real fan base behind him. When he's walking around in London or the Philippines or whatever, it's just nonstop. Can I get a picture with you? Like this, that. It's wild. That kid is a superstar. And, after he lost against AT, there was like King Kenny was popping off, saying, well, there goes your star and all that other stuff. There's more hype around Salt Papi right now than there ever has been. Like, people don't care about that loss that he just had. I mean, the kid is a true star.
I remember him. I was going down to his gym, and I was just talking to his dad, and his dad was like, "We went to the Philippines the first time in like 5 years, and he's like Brad Pitt in the Philippines, gets stopped every about a minute. We can't go
Yep.
anywhere with him. Next time we'll have to get security. It's that bad. Not that bad, that good, but you're getting swarmed the whole time. It's crazy. So I do want Misfits. I'm always pushing for Misfits Philippines event. A, because I want to go there, and B, because Soul Papa's credibility was go through the roof. But Keem, I do appreciate you coming on. Anything you want to add before I let you go?
Happy Punch Awards, October 11th. It's going to be streamed somewhere. Fred's presenting one of the categories. Follow Happy Punch on Twitter. We're crushing it on Instagram. And Super Salt Papi, AT, and Chase, October 14th. Super excited. But before we go, we have to talk about Misfits 9, Ben Davis, Bane, new
Keem,
member.
That guy is amazing. I got a really, really funny interview with him. I was meant to interview Gabriel Silver today. I'm interviewing him tomorrow. I did a great interview with Ben the Bane Davis about 4 days ago, which is coming out this week. That guy's hilarious. He promotes. His fighting skills improving. He's dedicating himself. He's got a strong MMA community base, which I like. And he also talks very, very well. He's definitely a superstar in the making.
We're really excited about it. We got more praise for signing him from the community than anyone recent. Well, actually, that's not true. Like, we signed Unbear and people love that too. But yeah, we really lucked out with Ben Davis. Like, I didn't know much about him. He would pop in the Twitter space, and at first it was like, who is this guy? Who does he think he is? Right. And then, Ariana Harwane and my own fighters are being like, yo, dude, this is the guy. This is the guy. And so finally, I just decided to like do a deep dive, and I spent like an hour or so just like researching him, like watching a lot of his content. And I was like, man, I like this guy. So I sent him a tweet and I said, if you win this fight against Gabe, Happy Punch, right? he got really amped up about that, and everyone got amped up about that. And I'm like, why am I waiting for this fight? Like, I want this kid on. Like, I like this kid. He came into a Twitter space and cut a promo just off the top of the dome saying that he was going to go through the whole Silva bloodline, like beating up all the sons, brothers, cousins, like, and I'm like, that's Happy Punch. Like, that is the guy that we want. So, I had to get the deal done, get it done right away.
He's great. I think he's amazing. He's definitely. It's nice. It's kind of like the evolution of more stars coming through, and he does promote a hell of a lot. His Twitter does very, very, very good numbers. A lot better than mine actually. My Twitter does good well, but his Twitter does very, very good. Anyway, before we wrap it up, the Happy Punch Awards. When will we see what the trophies look like? Will be on the day? Will you tweet a photo out in the meantime?
I'll probably tweet a photo out. There's a guy that made all my awards in when I used to do gaming events like Friday, Fortnite, Minecraft, Monday, and whatnot. He's building them right now. So I don't even know exactly what they're going to look like. I gave him some ideas. But I do know the awards that we have for the 4 Happy Punch fighters that are being enrolled in the Hall of Fame. That's a whole separate section of the award show. So we have 4 fighters being enrolled in the Hall of Fame, and they're gonna really like what they're about to get. Like, they're gonna love that.
Do you have to be a fighter to be in the Hall of Fame?
Uh no, no. You don't have to be
Okay.
a fighter.
Okay.
You
Very
have to
good. Very
be
nice then.
you have to be a member of, Happy Punch to get into the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame isn't for like for everyone like the awards are. The awards are for everyone, like Creator Clash fighters are nominees in some of the categories, right? But we have our separate like little Hall of Fame for Happy Punch members only. So that's going to be like a separate little section. I just don't know if I should start off the night with that or if I should end with that. I'm still trying to decide.
End of it. The Hall of Fame is
Yeah.
the big one. Everyone usually
Yeah.
ends the Hall of Fame. So yeah, best to end with that. But awesome, Keem. We got about 1 minute left in the Zoom, so I'll see you. You won't be in Newcastle probably, but I'll see you in Manchester. But looking forward to it, mate. Appreciate your time.
See you, Fred.